What's up, everybody? Watt007 here, and welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. And today is a very exciting day because Konami, like an hour ago, just announced the upcoming mini box for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. They're going to be calling it Voltage of the Metal, and it's coming out very soon, guys. It's coming out on October 22nd. And what's very exciting about this new mini box is that this is the first ever Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Zexal World mini box to get added into Duel Links. So I'm very excited to see what cards are in this box. And for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing all the UR and SR cards from this new box, Voltage of the Metal, and I cannot wait to see what's going to be popping right here. As you guys can see on Duel Links right here, we have a bunch of new Gearga cards, it looks like, and we're also getting some wind-up support. So this box is clearly going to be adding some Gearga stuff, some wind-up stuff, which is fantastic because both of those decks need support, and I just cannot wait to take a look at all these cards in today's video, or specifically the UR and SR ones. I'm only going to review those in today's video. If you guys want me to review the normal or rare cards in a future video or in a future live stream, let me know in the comment section down below, but this video is going to only focus on the UR and SRs. Other than that though, let's just go hop into today's video on taking a look at all these new cards because I'm sure excited. But of course, before I get into today's video, I gotta first say, if you guys are excited for today's box review, you know what to do. Leave a like of the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more Duel Links content. But also, I gotta give a big shout out to all the Chaos Wrangler Pioneer members and all the Misty Turtle OnlyFans YouTube members in today's video. So big shout out to Mr. Kalo 1354 and HFA Recon for being members at the Misty Turtle OnlyFans tier. And thank you so much to Hope Day Cruz and my boy Hazri for being members at the Chaos Wrangler Pioneer tier. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the continued support. And without further ado, let's go hop into today's box review. Would you look at this, boys? The first ever Zexal mini box to get added to the game, Voltage of Metal right here. And this box is looking pretty interesting right here. So like I said, I'm only going to be taking a look at the UR and SR cards in today's video. And this is the first one we're going to take a look at. I'm genuinely surprised that this is a Gearga box. Well, I'm surprised and not surprised at the same time. What I was kind of hoping for the first mini box in Duel Links is a Leviathan box, number 17 Leviathan mini box. I think that would have been really cool if Konami released Shark and Leviathan Dragon and both in the same at the same time. That would have been kind of cool and have this kind of like a water themed box, but they're clearly not doing that. They're clearly adding a bunch of Gearga and wind up support, but who knows, we'll probably get Leviathan Dragon when Shark comes very soon into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Fingers crossed that happens. But still, we're gonna go take a look at this new box right here. That's the point of today's video, and yeah, let's just start getting into today's box review. Also, keep in mind, these are going to be my first impressions on all these cards, so I don't know how good certain cards are, so correct me in the comment section down below if I misword anything or if I misinterpreted anything. Let me know. Anyways, without further ado though, let's get into today's box review, and let's first take a look at this guy right here, the cover art card of this mini box. Now, I don't know how to exactly pronounce this card's name because that center word right there just is weird to me, but yeah, we have this card called Gearga Gear X. I think that's how you pronounce this card. It's a Earth rank 4 Machine Xyz effect monster. It takes 2 level 4 machine type monsters to summon into this Xyz monster. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, add 1 level 4 or lower machine type monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. When this card leaves the field, you can target a level 3 or lower Gearga monster in your graveyard and special summon this target. This card has 2300 attack and 1500 defense. And I don't know how I feel about this card. Just looking at this card alone, I'm not really too excited about it when I consider some of the other Gearga support we already have in the game. But maybe this card will start warming up to me when I take a look at some of the other Gearga support that's in this box specifically. But right now, this card's not looking too good for me personally. Because first things first, this card does have a cool effect where you can detach an Xyz material from this card to add a level 4 or lower machine type monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So that's really cool too, because you can either pitch one of these Xyz materials that's connected to this guy and then search for it right away, or you can, you know, add 1 card from your deck to your hand with this card's effect, which is cool. And then yeah, if this card gets sacked off or just in general leaves the field, so if it gets returned back to the deck, returned back to the graveyard, if it gets banished, it also has an effect where you can target a level 3 or lower Gearga monster in your graveyard and special summon the target. So that's cool too. But still, at the same time, it's going to be kind of hard to trigger this card's effect or that second effect because you need 2 level 4 machine type monsters to summon into this guy. You're not always going to have a level 3 or lower Gearga monster in your graveyard, but depending on how the deck works, you might do, you might not. I don't know yet. I don't know how Geargas are going to play with this new support yet, just looking at this card alone. Honestly, I think I might just wait on doing a full breakdown on this card, even though I already am doing a breakdown on this card, just because of the fact that I haven't seen the other Gearga support in this mini box. Because what we have right now, it just doesn't combo well with the good stuff. Because these two right here, I don't really see too many benefits with that Xyz monster that combos with the 2 good cards right here that made Geargas really powerful. And then the only level 3 or lower Gearga monsters that we have in the game are these guys. And like, they're not really doing much in my opinion. So I'm gonna hold off on what I like fully think about this card, because like what we have right here, I just don't see it comboing at well with Geargas. So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of skip past this. You heard my ramble thoughts. Those were my first ramble thoughts impressions, but we're gonna come back to this card later in the video because I don't see the benefit of this card yet. I just don't. I really don't. So like I said, we're going to come back to Gearga Ant X later in this video. But for now, we're going to take a look at this card right here. Calivera the Sea Dragon, the bootleg Leviathan Dragon right here. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, what is cool about this UR right here is that this is a nice, clean looking generic rank 3 Xyz monster. Because as you can see with the summoning requirements down there, it takes 2 level 3 monsters. And I've been waiting for Duel Links to add a card in the game that is generic that only takes 2 level 3 monsters, which is fantastic because we are getting some rank 3 monsters that take 3 level 3 monsters to summon into it, but now we have one right here that takes 2 level 3 monsters. So hey, that's good. Now let's see if this card's any good though. Levenair the Sea Dragon is a win rank 3 Aqua Xyz effect monster. It takes 2 level 3 monsters. Thank goodness it does. It's awesome right there. And once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 banished level 4 or lower monster, special summon that target to your side of the field. This card has 1800 attack and 1600 defense. So that's an interesting effect. I don't know the full potential of this effect right here, but it's such a generic effect that I could find it very useful. If there is some random deck out there, like one of the decks in this mini box, for example, that does banish a lot of cards and you need to bring those cards back onto your field, this is definitely something to consider, that's for sure. So you can combo it with some other level 3s, or if you have a level 4, a level 1, or a level 2 in your banish zone, you can bring it back onto the field. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. And since it's such a generic effect, this card has the potential to be good. I just don't have any buttons clicking in my brain for how good this card could be, but it's a nice generic effect. It's a generic rank 3 monster. It has a very generic effect. You can just summon any of your level 4 or lower banished monsters onto back to your field, and you're good to go, man. So I like this card. I like this card, but I don't know how good it is yet. So let me know if you guys have any spicy combos in the comment section down below on what you think about this card, because this card potentially could be pretty cool. And I like the artwork too. The artwork's very cool. And then for the last UR card we're gonna take a look at right here, we're gonna take a look at Wind Up Shark, which is a 4-star water fish effect monster. When a wind up monster is normal or special summon to your side of the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. You can increase this card's level by 1 until the end phase, or you can reduce this card's level by 1 until the end phase. This card has 1500 attack and 1300 defense. And this card is going to be a cool card to combo with the wind ups because of the fact that 1, you can summon this guy with the other wind ups, and 2, you can increase its level or reduce this level of this card for some interesting Xyz plays. So if you need to do a rank 4 Xyz summon with your other level 4 wind up monster, you can go for them level 4s. If you have a level 3 wind up and you need to lower this guy to level 3, boom, you can do that. You can go for a rank 3 wind up play. Or if you need to do a level 5, because if you have a level 5 wind up on the field, you can just increase this guy up. So that's why this guy's a UR, because it's a special summonable card. It's going to help you for Xyz plays, and you can adjust its level to however you please for the most part to go for some Xyz plays. So very good card right there. Definitely going to be a card you're going to want 3 of for the wind up deck, that's for sure. And that's kind of it for the URs so far. I just realized, I wish I didn't spoil it, but holy Diamond Direwolf already in Duel Links. I'll take it. I'll take it, boys. We'll talk about that card in a little bit. That's a really good generic rank 4 monster. Anyways, though, let's go take a look at this wind up monster. We'll just ignore Direwolf. We'll take a look at it later. But yeah, we're gonna go take a look at Wind Up Zermades right here, which is a fire rank 3 machine Xyz effect monster that takes 2 level 3 monsters. So this is a monster that you can Xyz summon with your wind ups. So I really hope this card combos well with the archetype. So this card right here, if this face-up card on the field would be destroyed, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card instead. That's cool. Ooh, that's a good effect right there. That's a good effect right there. I like it. And what's also crazy about this effect too is how generic. This is a generic level 3 monster. No way, bro. Hold up. So yeah, first windups are going to like this because it's going to combo with windups. But I just realized this is a generic rank 3 monster, and that's a good effect. That's a good effect right here. If this card were to get popped, you can detach an Xyz material from this card instead. I like that. Now, the only thing that does suck though at the same time is that this is the only card that could stop that from happening. But still, the fact that, yeah, if somebody's trying to get rid of this card from you, you can stop that from happening by detaching Xyz material. That's awesome. And then also once per turn during the end phase, if this effect was used this turn, target a card on the field, destroy it. Ooh, Yeah, 1500 attack, 2100 defense. This is a good effect because you can basically stall with this effect too. You can special summon this in defense position. Your opponent tries to attack into it. You're like, nah, fam, I'm going to detach and exceed material from this card instead. And then when your opponent is trying to get rid of this monster right here, and you activated its effect and it's still in the field, you can be like, hey, by the way, since I activated the effect this turn during the end phase, I'm just gonna make you lose one of your cards because, oh well, that's what this card does. So that's really cool too. This is a very good generic rank 3 that's gonna be super annoying to deal with because you can basically stall for a couple turns with this card alone, and on top of that, pop some cards. Pretty good rank 3 monster right here. So we already have 2 pretty good generic rank 3 monsters in this game. So thanks to this mini box, we're getting some fantastic generic rank 3s, and on top of that, Shark's probably going to give us some more too. So that is awesome because we were definitely lacking in that. We already have some good generic rank 4s in Duel Links that are already seeing some play. Now we're gonna get some rank 3s. Oh baby, let's go. Next up, we're gonna take a look at a new generic rank 4 monster right here, number 50, Black Ship of Corn. Very nice to see we're getting some more number cards in Duel Links, that's for sure. This card is a plant exceeds monster. It sure don't look like a plant, but at the same time, it does have corn in its name, and this card is made out of corn, so it also makes sense. It doesn't and does make sense. Anyways, though, this is a it takes 2 level 4 monsters to exceed summon into this number monster, and once per turn, you can detach 1 exceeds material from this card, then target 1 face of monster opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card to send it to the graveyard. And if you do, inflict 50 damage to your, not 50, 500 damage to your opponent. This card cannot attack to turn the activate its effect. 2100 attack, 1500 defense. Not a horrible effect. Now, I genuinely don't see this effect popping off that much for how low its attack is, but still, if you do pop off this effect, it is very beneficial for you because, of course, you do get to send that card to the graveyard. And yeah, you inflict some damage to your opponent, so you can get rid of one of your opponent's cards and make them lose some damage, which is not shabby whatsoever. What also sucks about this card, though, is that it cannot attack to turn the activate its effects. So I don't know if this card is going to see play just for the fact of, yeah, you can't attack when you activate its effect. And even though its effect is decent, it's just too low of an attack to really pop off. I think if it was like a 2500 attack monster, then this card would definitely see some play. But I feel like the 2100 attack is too low for some of the monsters you would want to get rid of with this card right here. I think there's some better rank 4 monsters that we have in the game already that you would want to use over this card, but still not a bad card to add to a mini box. I think it does deserve its SR rating, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, but still, it's an option. It's definitely an option, that's for sure. Now let's get into the juicy card right here. Diamond Direwolf right here. This is awesome right here. So this is a generic rank 4 Earth Beast Exceeds effect monster that takes 2 level 4 monsters. So again, another generic rank 4 monster. What's cool about this card is that once per turn, you can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card, then target a Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monster you control and 1 other card on the field and destroy them. This card has 2000 attack and 1200 defense. The reason why this card is so nice is because it's basically like Scrap Dragon. So the reason why Scrap Dragon sees so much play is because of the fact that you can pop a card and then pop another card on the field when you summon into it. So you can pop Scrap Dragon and then pop another card on the field, or you can pop one of your own cards and Scrap Dragon and kind of go from there. Direwolf is kind of the same thing right here. If you need to, you can pop Direwolf and then pop one of your opponent's cards with his effect, because you can be like, hey, I'm going to get rid of my boy, and then I'm going to pop your card, boom, bada bang, there we go. Or by the off chance you have a Beast Warrior or Winged Beast type monster on your side of the field, you can pop that instead and then pop one of your opponent's cards. So it's basically a Scrap Dragon but for Exceed summoning, and this card has the benefit of being even more generic than Scrap Dragon. Because see, you can't run Scrap Dragon in every single deck because you need tuners to summon into Scrap Dragon. So if you have a level 4 deck that doesn't want to rock tuners, you can just rock Diamond Direwolf instead, summon into this guy, pop it, pop another card on the field, boom, bada bang, there you go. It's just a nice option to have. You're not always going to summon into Direwolf, but it's just a nice generic monster to have into your extra deck to just give you that competitive edge depending on what the situation is. So this card isn't going to win you games or whatever, no, but it's just going to be a very, very, very nice monster in your extra deck that's just going to be useful on the side. Like, thanks to Exceed summoning, the extra deck in Duel Links is just much more powerful than it was before because of the fact that now we can run so many of these generic extra deck monsters and then really change the tides of the duel at any point. So I love it. I love to see Direwolf in the game. I'm surprised he's already in the game, but hey, I'll take it, bro. It's awesome to see. Okay, so the next card we're going to take a look at right here is a new SR card called Heraldic Beast Leo. It's a 4-star Earth Beast effect monster that states, during the end phase of the turn this card was normal summon, destroy this card. When this card is sent to the graveyard, add a Heretic Beast monster from your deck to your hand except Leo. You can use the effect of Leo once per turn. 2000 attack, 1000 defense, and very weird card. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's clearly a searcher. It's a 2k beast that you just summon onto the field, you swing at your opponent, and then at the end of the turn you just blow up, and then you add a Heraldic Beast to it. And then what other cards could you add with it? Because this is a new archetype. This is not one that we already have in the game. Holy shit, I just realized Marauding Captain's in the game. Bro, what, dude, this mini box is sick. Bro, Marauding Captain. Okay, I wish I didn't click X so I wouldn't spoil myself right here, but bro, Marauding Captain, let's go. Anyways though, so I guess with Leo, you can search into this guy right here, and I'm going to quickly read through this guy. Okay, so this guy kind of like recycles stuff, so that's cool. We have this guy right here. After damage calculation, destroy any monster battles card. That's okay, but only has 1000 attack. What about these other stuff? Okay, I think Heraldic Beasts are just going to be a gimmick deck. Yeah, I think it's a gimmicky deck from what I can see right here. Let me know in the comment section down below if the deck's any good, but it seems very, very gimmicky from what I'm like reading up, what I can see right now. So like, cool. It's a good card because you can search for other Heraldic Beasts. But for what I'm seeing in this mini box, I genuinely don't know if we're getting anything good. And by the way, we got number 69 in the game, baby. Let's go. Ho, ho. Number 69. Let's go. That's a creepy looking dude. I don't know if I want a 69 of that thing. No, thank you. No, thank you. Sorry for the immature jokes. It's like 1:30 a.m. for me. Sorry, my bad. Okay, my bad. Still, moving on to the video. Moving on though to some more wind-up support, which is awesome to see. Wind-up Magician's a level 4 fire spellcaster effect monster. If the effect of a wind-up monster is activated except wind-up Magician, you can special summon a level 4 or lower wind-up monster from your deck in face-up defense position. This effect can only be used once while his cards face up on the field. 600 attack, 800 defense, and wow, very good right here. So what's super nice about Wind Up Magician is that you can actually easily combo it with Shark. You can summon Wind Up Magician and then trigger Wind Up Shark's effect, and then an effective Wind Up's got activated. Let's use Magician to special summon any of my other Wind Up monsters at level 4 or lower from the deck in face up defense position. So you can like normal summon Wind Up Magician in attack position, special summon Wind Up Shark through his effect, and then you can trigger Wind Up Magician to be like, time to special summon another monster, and then go for a crazy Xyz summon play. That's awesome. I like to see it. Hopefully wind-ups are good. I don't know if wind-ups are going to be good yet, but they seem pretty cool so far, that's for sure. So the next card we're going to take a look at right here is this Fairy Tale Relic card. And fun fact, this card is actually already in Duel Links. It was introduced in a selection box. And this card is kind of neat. I hasn't seen that much play ever since it got released in the selection box, but it's cool to see that's now getting printed in officially in this box right here. It's a 4-star light spellcaster effect monster. Neither players can target monsters on the field with spell cards or effects except this one. Once per turn, you can discard one spell card, equip one equipped spell from your deck, hand, or graveyard to this card, but return that equipped spell card to the hand during the end phase. This card has 1850 attack and 1000 defense. So yeah, Fairy Tales, from what I know, were a pretty powerful deck in the TCG. So it's cool that we're now getting this card in a normal box, not for the selection box anymore. And yeah, this card's cool because you can stop target effects from spell cards on both players' side of the field except for this card right here, so that can stop certain combos from happening. And then yeah, you can also find some certain equipped spell cards and search for them and equip them to this card if you want to too. So there's some cheeky effects you can have with this card. Still, this card never seen any play, and I still don't think it's going to see play. Now it's getting added in this box, but it's so cool to see that it's finally getting printed, so you don't need to fish it out for the selection box if you needed to get this card. Moving on to the first SR card of today's video, which makes no sense. Yeah, why did it skip to that? Hold up, never mind. Well, let's talk about my boy Marauding Captain. Why did it skip to the spell card? Anyways though, shout out to my boy Marauding Captain is finally in the game, which is just amazing to see for just a couple of reasons. One, what's awesome about Marauding Captain right here is that if you don't know already, Marauding Captain is a level 3 Earth Warrior effect monster. Your opponents cannot target face a warrior type monster for attacks except this one. While this card is normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand. This card has 1200 attack, 400 defense, and it is awesome to see this card for both synchro summoning purposes and Xyz summoning purposes. So if you got a level 4 or lower tuner monster and Marauding Captain in your hand, boom, bada bang, you summon Marauding Captain, special summon that tuner monster, go for a synchro summon. Fantastic. Another thing that's really cool is that if you have a level 3 monster in your hand, you can normal summon Marauding Captain, special summon that level 3 monster, go into a rank 3 sync or Xyz summon. Fantastic, dude. I'm so happy to see this card in the game, and it's so nice to see Marauding Captain because yeah, it's just a Goblinberg, but for level 3, but Marauding Captain's level 3. So now we got both Goblinberg in the game, and we got Marauding Captain in the game. Having fun with those Xyz plays, that's for sure. I love to see it. Thank you, Konami, for adding some generic cards in this box. Like Diamond Direwolf and Marauding Captain, fantastic cards to farm for from this box, that's for sure. I would say go for these cards. Like, get 1 copy Direwolf and 3 copies of Marauding Captain if you can, because they're pretty cool, man. They're pretty cool. So that's awesome to see. Now let's go talk about this card right here. So here we go, boys. Let's see if Heraldic Beasts are going to get boosted by this card right here. So I wasn't feeling the Heraldic Beast before with Leo, but let's go take a look at Charged Up Heraldry. This is a normal spell card that says tribute 1 monster. Special summon 2 Heraldic Beast monsters from your deck in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except for machine or psychic type monsters. You can activate 1 Charged Up Heraldry per turn. So this is where the deck could potentially get pretty good, because yeah, you can sack off one of your monsters and then summon like 2 Leos, or you can summon into these other ones over here, which is cool, and you can go for certain plays. Now what's most likely going to happen is you're going to probably go for some rank 4 plays with this, but the thing is, I don't know if we have any psychic Xyz monsters. We do have this one right here though, so you can go into this one right here. It looks like, what about these other guys? You potentially go into some machine ones. So basically the reason why this archetype is getting added into this box is probably because a lot of the Xyz monsters in here are psychic and machine type monsters, and luckily Heraldry right here works well with those psychic and machine type monsters. So if you wanted to go and Xyz summon into some of these cards like Heraldry Parched Last, or any of these other, you know, Xyz monsters in here that are either psychic or, you know, whatever the case may be, you can go for it. So that's cool right there. That's awesome right there. Other than that though, I don't know how good this deck is still. It really just depends if number 18 and if number 8 are any good. I'll have to take a look at them, that's for sure, because I'm gonna guess an anime character from Zexal definitely played this deck, so I'll probably have to do a playing as X character soon just to give this deck a shot. So other than that, I still don't think the deck is good, but Leo's pretty neat, and this card definitely makes the deck pretty interesting. So I'll have to take a look at this deck for sure, and I'll have to give you guys my final thoughts and opinions on this deck when I play it in the video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, neat card, good for the archetype. I just don't know if the archetype's that good. So I was just looking up on Yu-Gi-Oh wiki real quick, and it looks like Vectrix used this deck in the anime. So yeah, coming soon when the new mini box comes out, I'll be making a playing as Vectrix video very soon to try out the archetype. Very cool. So the next card we're gonna take a look at right here is Gearga Gear, and this card's pretty cool. You can special summon 2 Gearga No monsters from your deck, increase their levels by 1. You only can activate this card once per turn. Now I would love this card if you could summon into Gearga Attacker and Gearga Anchor, but unfortunately you cannot. The only ones that you can summon into are these Gearga No guys right here. But still, it's going to be very helpful for the archetype, because what you're going to do is you're going to activate Gearga Gear and then special summon your Gearga No MK2, MK3, summon both of those. And then what's good is that this trap card does increase their levels by 1. So when you increase their levels by 1, you can go into the Xyz summon of Gearga Ant X, and then from here you're good to go, because as we talked about earlier in the video, this card, one of its abilities is that you can detach Xyz material from this card to add a level 4 lower machine type monster from your deck or grave with your hand. And then it's the second effect states that when this card leaves the field, you can target a level 3 lower Gearga monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. So clearly this card is just a combo off of Gearga Gear, and then you can summon into your MK2, MK3, or just Gearga No in general when it leaves the field. So that's a good trap card. Still, this trap card would be utterly broken if you can summon it to any Gearga monster, but Konami already knew that, so they limited only to these Gearga No guys. But still, what is going to be nice about Gearga Gear here is definitely for the fact that, one, you can summon into Giga Ant X very easily through this card, but what's also going to be helpful too is that it's going to help you just summon into some rank 4s very easily, because you just summon these guys from your deck, increase your levels by 1, and then go for some easy rank 4 plays. So if you don't want to go into Giant X, you can go into some other stuff too, which is not too shabby, as for sure. So I think this card has potential, even if it is only going to be able to get used from some kind of lackluster monsters, in my personal opinion, but it's going to help you go for some easy rank 4 plays. So I will say I like the card, that's for sure. And then the last card we're going to take a look at right here for today's video is going to be Xyz Vel, a continuous trap card that states face-up Xyz material monsters with Xyz material cannot be targeted by card effects, which isn't too bad of a trap card, if I'm going to be honest. If you have a very turbo Xyz deck and you don't want your opponent to target your guy with effects, trigger this card right away, go for your Xyz summon, and you're going to pop off. This is one of the few trap cards that's very specific for like a type of card that I genuinely like. because it works with any of the Xyz monsters, and you can stop your guys from getting floodgated or whatever the case may be. So honestly, if you're playing a very primary Xyz deck and you have room in your deck, I'd say throw that card in, because that is a very good card. Very good card indeed. And that is going to be kind of it when it comes to this box right here. I'm not too sure how I feel about this box. I mean, it does have Armored Rat. Armored Rat is pretty broken, I'm not gonna lie. But this card both, I think this box is good and bad at the same time. I think the cards in here like Marauding Captain and Diamond Direwolf is definitely some good, it's a good idea to invest into, that's for sure. But I think this is one of those things where like the cards in here are good, but I don't think they're gonna be broken until like later on in Duel Links. Like I think the windups, while these wind-up cards are amazing and they're going to combo well with Bronx cards, I don't know if we have enough Xyz monsters in the game to really make up for these wind-up monsters, you know? I mean, we do got this card. This wind-up is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but like, other than that... No, you know what? No, I think wind-ups actually could potentially be spicy. They do got most of their Xyz monsters. I think wind-ups are actually going to be kind of spicy, because they got some cool Xyz monsters in the game. So... I think that, you know what? I think this is a box we're out the way and see. I think windups could potentially be pretty good from what I'm seeing right here. Geargas could potentially be good too, but I'm not too sure how I'm feeling about Geargas either. But yeah, Geargas and windups are definitely the two main decks in this box that we're gonna have to go for. That is for sure. And I can't wait to try them out because they do seem fun. They do definitely seem fun, and I can't wait to do a pack opening on these guys, that's for sure. But still, I think that is actually going to be it for me in today's Duel Links video. Those were my first impressions and first thoughts on all these cards. I'm not too sure how I feel about this box yet, and it's definitely one of those boxes where I want to wait to see when it gets added to the game to see what it really is going to be. Because yeah, another thing too that I got to take a look at just now is that we have some new wind-up cards too, like Wind-Up Snail and Wind-Up Rabbit. So I genuinely think that I think there's some spice here. I think there might be some spice here that's just hiding that I haven't took a look at for the video. Because like I said, I'm only taking a look at the UR and SR cards just to not make the video like an hour long. That's for sure. But no, this box seems cool. There's some good staples in here. So definitely invest into this box for Diamond Direwolf and Marauding Captain. The wind-up support and the Gearga support, I'm not too sure how good it is yet. We'll have to wait and see when it gets added into Duel Links though. But fingers crossed that we get some cool new decks in the game. I'm really hoping these cards can pull through. But that's going to be it for me. Those are my first impressions thoughts on this new mini box. And I hope you guys enjoyed my rambleness and my first impression thoughts on the box. If you guys did, leave a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff right there. Other than that, that's it for me. Later, adios, baby. I gotta get some sleep. Have a good night, boys.